Welcome back once again to race fans here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Tonight, for the first time, the Colonial Class Racing Truck Series fires things off for the race here tonight at Dover International Speedway. The IRLC Concrete Clash 100 laps around this 1 mile tricky concrete oval. Will Miles the Monster be munching on a few beat up machines here tonight? Qualifying already underway. How you doing? How you feeling out there in TV Land race fans? Glad you could all join us here tonight. As always, Dave in the Cave bringing you all the calls from trackside. Do want to give a big shout out to all the sponsors here with the Colonial Clash Racing Series: Fort Worth Screen Printing, as well as Hot Renovations, Pro Cup Racing Experience, Goose Graphics, Eurotech, and E Racing. Tonight, which one of these drivers is going to park it in victory lane? Last week's race winner at Texas, Matt Horton. Will he be able to get back to victory lane? Horton running well here tonight. We'll go ahead and get some of that qualifying information up for you. Left-hand side of your screen, what do you say we go ahead and throw it over there? Brandon Medford, top of the speed charts with a quick time here tonight. 22:97 is that qualifying speed time for Medford in that fast Chevy Silverado. Justin Patillo right there behind him in the 64 Toyota Tundra. Mark Parkhurst and Thad Failer back and forth. Todd Bellinger right there, the rookie, rounding out your top 5 here in qualifying. Music's gonna fade away and we're gonna begin to settle in with the final 60 seconds rolling off of the qualifying stopwatch. We've got over 20 drivers making the trip to the track here tonight, so we're going to have a lot of bumping, beating, and banging going on the short track concrete style. That's very important that we remind ourselves of the concrete racing surface here. It reacts a little bit differently to the rubber being laid down on the track. We'll have to see if these drivers are able to produce long runs here. And remember, pit road. Pit road, very tricky to get onto here at Dover. Will we see a few drivers miss pit entry? Maybe even see a few of them get popped by those pit road police. So as the final few seconds roll off of qualifying here, we're going to step away for just a brief short commercial break, then head back trackside for your national anthem as drivers get a 5-minute warm-up session to try to shake down their machines for the final run to the checkered flag. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regular, the boats bursting in out, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
And drivers jumping in those trucks just as the track opens up here, making the final adjustments, talking to the crew chiefs, trying to get their machines set up and ready to go for the 100-lap run here tonight in the IRLC Concrete Clash 100, the iRacing League calculator sponsoring tonight's race here at Dover International Speedway. Big shout out to Red Spoilers sponsoring our national anthem coming into tonight's race. And each and every week, big shout out to all the boys back in the shop down there with the Red Spoilers Racing Group. Each and every one of them putting in lots of time back behind the scenes and back behind the wheel. Will it translate into good race pace? Good finishes here tonight? We'll have to wait and see. John Garrett right now, one of the quickest drivers out there. That 66 Chevy Silverado, he's got some things changed, and he is at the front of this field right now in this 5-minute little warm-up that we have set before we get to the starting grid here tonight. Big shout out to each and every one of you out there joining us here tonight. Big shout out to all the sponsors this season here with the Colonial Clash Racing Series. Fort Worth Screen Printing, providing textile screen printing services to promotional product distributors, marketing firms, and advertising agencies. They don't just deal with the general public, they deal with other screen printing agencies that just need a little bit of help getting the job done. So if you want it done right, head on over and check out Fort Worth Screen Printing. Odd renovations for all your home remodeling needs, veteran owned and operated, so you know they're going to get it done and get it done right when they show up. Pro Cup Racing Experience, providing an exciting opportunity to drive real race cars that have competed in today's top stock car series at the fastest tracks on the circuit. If you're looking to get behind the wheel, check out ProCupRace.com. Goose Graphics, supporting all your iRacing simulator and decal needs. If you're looking to get a wrap job on one of these trucks, maybe even a cup car, how about one of those open wheel machines kicking dirt style if you want to. You want a good paint job, you want a good wrap, head on over to Goose Graphics. Eurotech, for all your servicing and sales needs of Haas CNC machinery. If you need a good machine to get some good things turned out with, check out Eurotech. And as the checkered flag flies, the track grows quiet for a second, and we get ready to head track side to get things fired off here tonight in the iRacing League Calculator Concrete Clash 100 for the Colonial Clash Racing Series. Drivers through pre-race inspection, getting ready to hit the starting grid, and there you can see most of the drivers already beginning to line up down there on pit road. And you can already hear those bells in the background. You know the sounds, you know it's time to run down tonight's starting lineup in the IRLC Concrete Clash 100, starting inside row number 1, taking the pole position here tonight at a Falcon Motorsports, the 83 of Brandon Medford. Just to his outside, that 64 of Justin Patillo. Mark Parkhurst and Thad Failer. Back in row 2, row number 3 here tonight, the 88 of Tyler Bellinger and the 89 of Matt Horton. Kyle Harbin and John G in the 41 machine just to his outside, rounding out row 8. Row number 5 here tonight, Spencer Teal and Jonathan Golden. Dustin Franklin, Brian Parker back in row number 6. Row number 7 here tonight from Dover International Speedway. Inside that 37 machine, Guy Klim, John Garrett in the 66, just to his outside, Scott Mayhew and Tyler Rex back in row 8. Row number 9 here tonight, out of the 1776 Motorsports stable, the 77 of Tyler Woodard. Zachary Cleek in the 11 machine, just to his out, Todd Cleek. Brandon Bamatat in the 48 machine, gonna round out your top 20. Christopher Pindle and David Pugh back in row number 11. And that's going to do it for tonight's starting lineup here at Dover. As the pace truck ducks off, we'll begin to fire things off. The music is going to go silent, and these engines are going to fire to life. Here we go once again, race fans waiting to get to the starting line. And the boss man in the flag stand will drop the hammer. Green flag flies for the first time here tonight at Dover. Side by side into turn 1, as can be expected on the initial start of tonight's race. And already Medford clears Patillo, and he's going to set sail off of turn number 2, jockeying 4 positions back through this field. Golden takes the spot away. He makes 2 positions up here in the first few corners of tonight's race. Everybody hunting that bottom lane right now. The grip is at a premium down there on the bottom of the racetrack. Look for these drivers to possibly begin to move up as we get a little further in the run. I know we're only 2 laps into this thing, so we've got a long way for things to unfold, a long way to go to find out who's got the speed in the long run. It's one thing to be quick out of the gates, it's another to have sustainable speed. And right now, Medford continues to lead the way. Big trouble there. I believe that may have been Tyler Rex back through this field. And no, actually Zachary Cleek in that 11 machine stepping sideways just moments ago. Everybody knows to tail through this field, so we'll jump around the track just a little bit, trying to bring you some more of the action out there. The 89 of Matt Horton, last week's race winner, inside the top 10, lost 1 position from where he qualified from. The 89 of Horton moves back to 7th. Nose to tail all the way through this field. Fast lap of the race going to Tad Failer last time around. The 42 set sail with a 23:43 on the stopwatch. We'll wait to see if that continues to hold that fastest lap of the race. As time's beginning to slow just a little bit, it looks like we've got some battles up inside of that top five. Let's take a look back up here near the front. Medford still leading Botello, Parkhurst, Failer, and Bellinger rounding out your top five. Close racing at the front, close racing in the middle, and close racing near the rear. The 47 of Dustin Franklin right there behind Jonathan Golden trying to make up a position. The 47 has got John Garrett all over his rear deck lid trying to track him down as they head through the corner back across the line. Lap number 7 already underway. The 47 of Franklin now looking to the inside of the 86. Golden able to fight off the hard charge and the look to the inside here. That's going to open up the door for John Garrett. Now the 47 playing defense back down into turn number 3. Here comes the 20 of Spencer Teal. Door has been opened. We'll see if any of these drivers kick it wide open. And stopping the bleeding early here. The 47 able to keep that 66 of Garrett behind him. Big battle at the front of the field, though. Let's go to the front. There's a battle for the race lead. Side by side, Brandon Medford and Justin Patillo trying to go at it, mix things up here. And it looks like having to jump in the backup truck here tonight was Patillo. So a different little number there, having to borrow a truck from a different team here tonight. So nonetheless, that Toyota Tundra driver looking to pound the pavement at the bottom of the racetrack. Concrete cracking here tonight with all this horsepower. Miles still out there pretty hungry. Will the Monster here at Dover International Speedway grab a few victims? 10 laps in, everybody still clean and green. Coming a little bit late here tonight. A little bit of technical issues forced us to back things up just a little bit in tonight's broadcast for the Colonial Clash Racing Series right here at Dover International Speedway. Last race of the regular season. That's right, race fans. You heard it right. Next week, we will be playoff racing. 3 races to chase after the championship. Which one of these drivers is going to find their way into that championship playoff points position? As we headed into tonight's race, it's a big knot up at the front of the point stand as Matt Horton leading Justin Patillo and John Garrett by only 2 points. 12 points back, Brendan Pamitat. Dustin Franklin, 20 points back. 36 points back is Mark Parkhurst. So things real tight up there near the front. But things tight right around that mid-pack, right around that 10th position in the point standings. As now Patillo up and around. He's going to grab that top spot with a fair amount of ease. Start to step away before we see a caution flag fly here tonight. Cautioned on the speedway. Trouble on the track. Looks like we may have one driver heavily damaged here tonight. There you can see that 20 machine smoking. Spencer Teal with some trouble. Let's go see if we can't cue that one up for you. See if we can't find that one on the replay. They're giving us a thumbs up on it. Let's go check the replay. The iRacing League calculator replay here with the turn 3 racing blimp cam. A little bit of contact by the 36, and that sent the 20. And then that 36 would, oh my gosh. Whoo. Did you see Todd Cleat come in there late? Oh my gosh, one more look at it from high above. There you can see the contact with the 36 sends the 20. I believe that's the 57 catches a piece of it. Now watch this one. There's the 56 and there's the 4. Whew, Todd Cleat. That's a rough hit, a rough go at it there. Those 2 drivers are going to be well behind the 8 ball now. But we'll jump back up with your race leader, Justin Patillo, as he stays out on track. Since grabbing that top spot, he was beginning to stretch it out, beginning to open things up. on Medford behind him. Medford riding in that 83 truck. Started to lose them just a little bit. They still had quite a bit of a gap back to Mark Parkhurst and Tyler Bellinger right there in that 4th position. So things started to stretch out from about 3rd on back until the trouble on the track will regroup these drivers up. And we will have to tighten the belts and get after it on a restart. First restart here tonight from Dover International Speedway will come right around lap number 18. We should see that green flag fly once again. Will the factory setup sponsored number 2064 of Batillo get the job done here tonight? Will he be able to park it in victory lane and possibly take over the point standings heading into those final 3 championship races? We're going to have to wait to find out here tonight. Still about 85 laps or so before we will crown a victor here tonight at Dover International Speedway. Looking through this field, trying to see who we've still got out there. Contact and trouble for multiple drivers here under our first caution tonight. Scott Mayhew was down on pit road for quite an extended stay. He'll come out 1 lap down, but still getting after it here tonight. Still a long way to go. Still an opportunity to overcome being 1 lap down. If we get ourselves another caution here rather quickly, he'll find himself right back on that lead lap. And Scott Mayhew also 1 lap down. So those 2 drivers going to be fighting for that lucky dog position. But a little further up through this field, Guy Clem in that 37 machine, he was on pit road for quite some time as well. The 37 still listed on the lead lap, but well back in the pack now. He'll restart right around that 18th position. Kyle Harbin also on the pit road for quite some time. The 34 machine was in his pit box for well over 30 seconds. The 34 drops outside of the top 15. He'll lose 9 positions from where he qualified here tonight. As the pace truck's lights go out on the Chevy Silverado at the front of this field, that means one thing: we're getting ready to double them up and go back green flag racing right here at Dover International Speedway. Field working their way through turns 1 and 2, back down the backstretch, and a good look at this field as they make their way up over that little bump, that crest here at Dover. Very distinct feature of this track. Feels like you're on a roller coaster ride, really coming up and out of the corner the way that you do here. I wonder if these trucks are going to end up being a little bit light on the tail end once they begin to burn off some fuel, and how that's going to affect the handling coming out of turn number 2. Turn 3 and 4, not so much as big of a problem, but can still pose quite a threat. There you see the boss man in the flag stand as the trucks are released and on the gas quick, nailing the loud pedal. Patillo fires things off, and we are green flag racing once again here at Dover International Speedway. Medford not being able to get on the gas as quick, losing a little bit of ground here. Stacking up the field now, Parkhurst, Bellinger, Horton all going at it for that 3rd position. 3rd, 4th, 5th all over each other right now. You can go ahead and count in that 66 of John Garrett. Garrett not too far off. Jonathan Golden making a pass now. They'll switch and swap that position to Bindle, and Golden going at it for 9th and 10th. Side by side right here for 3rd, so we'll stay at the front of the field for the time being. The 88 of Mark Parkhurst and Tyler Bellinger going at it. The 88 is going to lose that position. The Goose Graphics 23 machine moves to 3rd. Jump back a little bit through this field. Check out this battle that's going on, raging on since the drop of the green flag for the restart. The 86 of Jonathan Golden stuck on the high side right now. Inside lane going to open up. 42 looking to make the pass, but the iRacing lead calculator machine not able to get the job done, not able to make the pass just yet. They'll stay side by side as David Pugh is just kind of getting a show here. And I tell you what, speaking of getting a show, why don't we jump on board with that 60, a look out of the right side here, right next to the driver as he makes his way out of turn number 2, back down the backstretch once again. Lap 21 on the board, 22 when we cross the line this time around. 4 drivers all nose to tail up through this field. And I tell you what, why don't we jump to some of our other camera angles here tonight. Let's see if we can't go inside of that top 5 and bring you one of our rear deck lid cameras here tonight. From Matt Horton right there, that 89 machine digging. Oh, 89 with both our hood cam and our rear deck lid cam here tonight. So a big shout out of appreciation to him and his entire crew, allowing us to put these great action camera shots on board of his 89 HendricksCars.com. Chevy Silverado, he'll make the pass now. Bellinger back to 5th. Todd Cleek also with one of our rear deck lid cameras here. Can the Extreme Sim TV sponsored number 4 make his way up through the field? Or will he be stuck right around that 15th position? He's got Tyler Rex just to his outside. Brian Parker trying to make some ground up. Parker going to make his way through right around on the bottom and move 36 a little further back through this field. We'll jump back outside the car and back around the track, back to the front of this field inside of your top 5 for a moment. Horton had just a brief slide there. Back to this little trio of trucks tangling on the track. Tyler Woodard, Dustin Franklin, David Pugh, all nose to tail. Tad Failer also back here. Failer losing 8 positions from where he qualified here tonight. So going the wrong way. We'll see if he's got some. Oh, and into the wall. Did you see Woodard with 77 pancakes that outside wall? That is not going to be good. Aerodynamics big in these trucks. Very big in these trucks. And pounding the outside wall like that, you're going to have to ask yourself, did he knock in the toe at all on that truck? Will we see a blown tire possibly from a tire rub? 77's going to be tipping through the tulips for a handful of laps. He's going to have to make sure that he keeps that tire underneath the truck. .42 of Thad Failer and Dustin Franklin going at it. We're double file, 2 rows deep through turns 3 and 4. They'll sort things out for the moment. The 4 now looks to the inside. Cleek wants a position from Franklin. Not much to speak about at the front of the field. The 64 of Justin Patillo stepping away from this field. A half a second advantage over Brandon Medford, who has walked away. Absolutely walked away from Mark Parkhurst. 1.8 second difference between Medford and Parkhurst. Close little battle, though, for 3rd and 4th between Parkhurst and Horton. We'll go join that battle up here near the front of the field. 89 slowly but surely closing in. Drivers flirting with that outside concrete safer barrier here at Dover. And if you overstep it coming up out of these corners, it really throws the car over to that side of the wall. We'll jump on board now with Horton as he makes his way back down into turn 1, and watch this exit here. A little bit light on that throttle, so not having too much of trouble there. Coming out of turn number 2, you can see the 23 Goose Graphics Federalist Chevy Silverado way up the track through 3 and 4. We'll have to see if that was a line by design or if the truck just didn't have the grip to keep it at the bottom. You see the 23 able to keep it down there on the bottom this time around. We'll jump back outside of the truck and watch this battle from a different vantage point. Back through the field, Todd Cleek making his way by Thad Failer. Now Brian Parker starting to make his way up through the field. What happened at the front? I don't know, but here we go. Battle for the race lead once again, and Brandon Medford takes the point back away from Justin Patillo. Pass for the race lead there on lap number 32, coming through turns 1 and 2. Medford with a great run made the pass, and he starts to see if he can step away. Your top 2 drivers continue to build that gap back to that 3rd place driver, Matt Horton. Parkhurst right there running in fourth. He's lost the position since we jumped up near the front of this field watching the battle for the race lead. And how about the pass back through the field for that final spot inside the top 10? Brian Parker grabs the position away from David Pugh. We've got 4, 5, 6 truck drivers all under a blanket heading back to turn 1. Long green flag run here after an early caution flag slowed the field down. Everybody back on the gas, everybody back in rhythm. Believe it or not, Dover can be one of those rhythm tracks. If you really get yourself worked into a groove, you can really kind of count yourself down. 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, back to the gas, and so on and so forth. I know that's sometimes a little bit easier than picking an exact spot, and you can adjust your count. I know for one, I like to use the count instead of markers around the track, because sometimes you may have to sneeze, or you may need to look down to shift a gear. Maybe your gear shifter knob has broken off, so maybe you have to look down at the gear shift, turn the brake bias, something of that nature. You don't want to take your eyes off of the track very long. That's going to be for sure, but nonetheless, these drivers sometimes do have some issues. And how about this? Already to pit road, Justin Padillo in that 64 machine. The solo Toyota Tundra in the field. He's trying to rep that manufacturer to the fullest. Solo all alone down pit road as well. Patillo down pit lane and into his box. It's a long journey down pit road here at Dover International Speedway. And doing it all by yourself can be just as dangerous. He's going to give up a lot of time here coming to pit road by himself into the box. Right sides go up. Tires are off. New tires back on. Down and around to the left side. Fuel man shaking his head. They're going to drop the jack, and off he goes. Patillo. Looks like they're addressing a little bit of a front clip damage. They're going to go ahead and release him now, so Patillo getting the nose fixed up just a little bit. How about the big wiggle there by Tad Failer in that 42 machine? As we were watching more drivers begin to leap to pit road. Dustin Franklin, Jonathan Golden both to pit road. Not much happening at the front of the field as Brandon Medford has almost a 2.5 second advantage now. As we work our way around the track, lap number 41 now goes in the bag. Close little battle here for that final spot in the top 10. There's Christopher Pendle and David Pugh, 9th and 10th on the racetrack, both up 12 positions from where they qualified. Pounding the pavement and cracking the concrete here tonight at Dover International Speedway. Drivers laying down some fast times and the laps beginning to click off. Drivers heading to pit road. Tyler Woodard in the 77 Chevy Silverado makes his way down to pit road for his first pit stop all the night. Medford continue to stay out. Matt Horton now in second. Mark Parkhurst, Todd Cleek, and Brandon Pamitat round out your top 5. And what's that saying for biggest movers of the race? We're going to jump right here with that 5th position driver inside of that 48 machine, making his way around the track. Whoa, big moment there for Todd Cleek. Both of these drivers up 15 positions. No, the 48 of Pamitan's going to drop to the bottom of the racetrack. He's going to go ahead and pull to pit road. Brandon Medford, Todd Cleek also come to pit road. Oh, guess he doesn't like yellow caution cones. I'm just saying. Punting the caution cone is that 48 of Pamitan. We're going to have to make sure he doesn't get a pit road penalty for that. I know these pesky pit road police can be quite picky sometimes, so we'll see how it all shakes out. Matt Horton now brings the 89 truck down to pit road. That's going to leave the race lead in the hands of the 36 of Brian Parker. Looking back through the field for Patello. Patello came to pit road first. The first driver down to pit road. And he's having quite some trouble working his way back up through this running order. Right now, just listed in that 13th position, as we've got lots of drivers staying out. These drivers that are still out on the track came to pit road early here under our first caution back on lap number 14, so they're going to be able to stretch the field just a little bit further than the rest of this field. Look for them to be heading to pit road somewhere around lap number 55 is when we should see them heading to pit road. There you see the 47 truck of Dustin Franklin. Fresh tires. He's going to push that 36 right on around. Race leader needs to get out the way because the fresh rubbers are going to make a way, find a way if necessary. Long green flag run here at Dover International Speedway as we're going to jump around the track just a little bit here. 42 of Thad Failer right there running in that second position. Christopher Pindle looking for some spots as well. 1.5 seconds separating them. 3 wide for a moment with 1 lap truck, a lead lap, well, 2 lap trucks and 1 lead lap truck. Things got a little bit interesting there for the Autism Speed 16 Ford F-150 piloted by Christopher Pendleton. Well, Christopher, I apologize. I added a ton to the last name. Well, that's because you're getting a ton of TV time. Christopher Pendle with a solid run here tonight, now listed 18 spots up from where he qualified outside of your top 20. Stretching this fuel run after coming to pit road earlier here tonight. A little bit of an advantage there, but giving up a ton of time here to those fresh tires. Last time around, your race leader Brian Parker ran a 25-20. Fresh tires on the track running a 23-73, so almost a 2-second advantage for those drivers on the fresh tires. You just got to ask yourself, how long are these drivers willing to risk it here, and are these drivers in risk of running out of fuel? Will Spencer Teal, Justin Patillo, Matt Horton, Brandon Pamitat, will any of those drivers need to head back down pit road for a second green flag stop to make it to the end of tonight's IRLC Concrete Clash 100 right here from Dover International Speedway? Because I think, if my math is going to serve me correctly, I think these drivers that are staying out right here, the 36, the 42, the 16, all the way back, all the way down to Scott Mayhew in the 56 Chevy Silverado, I believe all of these drivers are going to be able to make a stop here, and they might be able to run this thing all the way to the end. So there's going to be some very different strategies playing out over the course of these final 48 laps right here in the IRLC Concrete Clash 100. You're watching the Colonial Clash Racing Series right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. If you haven't already, race fans, join us in that push to 3,000 subscribers. Show these drivers some love, and as always, drop them that thumbs up. Let them know you appreciate all the great racing action they're giving and providing to you week in, week out, right here with the Colonial Clash Racing Series. Click subscribe and smash that bell on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Whether it's myself, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters, we do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by. Oh, contact in the 60 kick sideways. Ooh, close racing action, and contact the 60 of David Pugh sideways on the track. Somehow he was able to keep that thing underneath him. Wheelman move there for that 60 of Pugh. Oh, and caution, caution, caution on the speedway. Tyler Rex in the, oh my gosh. Tyler Rex in the 84. Well, I thought Matt Horton may eat that inside wall trying to make a move to get around the 84 of Tyler Rex with some trouble here. We're going to have to check the replay on this one, but more importantly, look at your timing and scoring, race fans. A lot of drivers trapped one lap down here. We'll have to wait to see how it plays out, but let's go check that iRacing League calculator replay. Colonial just looks like hooked on the front end of that Ford machine and into that inside wall. Not much you can do about it when you don't have the rear tires hooked up to the track. Let's go take a look from inside the cockpit. Let's ride on board for the replay this time with Tyler Rex. There you can see him making his way out of turn number 2. Oh no, there's a little bit of contact. Tried to save it and more contacted in to the inside wall. That is a tough lick and a tough break for the driver of that 84 machine. Tyler Rex will have to come to pit road and address some of that damage on the front end of his Chevy Silverado. Your top 6 drivers all to pit road. And that's going to leave Matt Horton at the front of this field. A lot of drivers going to have some wave arounds. Will we see the lucky dog? Who will be the lucky dog? I believe that is Matt Horton and Patillo. Your former race leader, he's going to have to take a wave around to get himself back on the lead lap. So as we find ourselves under caution for the second time here tonight from Dover International Speedway, we're going to take just a brief commercial break, pay a few of the bills. You know how that goes. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be back with all your live green flag action right here from Dover.
We got big time problems with that motor, buddy. Hey, just between you and me, the idea is to avoid the other cars. Congratulations! You just set the sport back 30 years with that move. That move will put you in the Hall of Shame. You keep doing stuff like that and we're going to lose our sponsor. Looks like that's it for us today. Now I know why you got canned by your old team. It's over. We can't fix that damage.
Looks like your car is toast. You'll need a tow back to pit lane. Press and hold your reset button and we'll come and get you.
And back trackside as the field makes their way through turn number 3 and 4. Back to the start finish line. We should receive the 1 to go this time around. The second caution flag of the night. This will be our 4th, 5th, 6th different race leader as we now see all those wave around trucks make their way around the track. It's going to be a long line of trucks making their way around this field. And you gotta wonder what that does to those fast drivers that made that pit stop already. It's really gonna put them behind the 8 ball, well off of the tire strategy with the drivers at the front. Your top 6 with a huge advantage right now over about 15 lap difference on the tire. So it is definitely gonna play big time coming to the final few laps of tonight's race. Leading this field, the IRLC sponsored 42 machine looks to get to victory lane for his sponsor, Ken. He hit a checkered flag for the sponsor of his truck in tonight's race. We'll have to find out. Ready to fire things off once again on the gas, and green flag flies once again here in the Colonial Clash Racing Series. You're watching the IRLC Concrete Clash 100. Drivers continuing to mix things up. Fresh faces at the front of the field for the restart. Patillo getting by Matthew Horton for that 6th position. Jonathan Golden going by Spencer Teal for 17th. Those are your only 2 passes so far since the drop of the green flag for the restart. But the 16 of Pendle right there trying to take that Ford F-150 to the top spot. Making the move down to the inside. No, he'll fall in line. Showing him the nose once again. Maybe let him know, hey, look, I'm going to the bottom. You better block it now. Otherwise, I'm on my way, and he definitely is. New race leader here tonight from Dover International Speedway in that Autism Speaks EP Racing sponsored Ford F-150. Christopher Pendle leads a lap. Makes it official across the start-finish line. He'll lead a lap here tonight from Dover International Speedway. And, you know, for what it's worth, a little bit of contact, a little bit of trouble that some of the drivers have seen here tonight. Miles not able to munch on anybody. The concrete monster just outside of the track. Unable to eat here tonight. The Colonial Clash Racing drivers laying down some quick times. Laying down some fast laps. And now Thad Failer looks to get back to the point. Pendle trying to keep him at bay. Half a second back in that 36 truck running in the 3rd position. Brian Parker having a solid night here tonight. Kyle Harbin making his way by Tyler Rex. Rex with a wounded machine here. And that's going to move Harbin, I believe, into that lucky dog position. First driver listed 1 lap down in that 15th position. So Tyler Woodard back on the lead lap in that 77 machine. Trying to make some headway up through the field. We'll take a look back here. He's got some positions in front. Can he get there by the end of tonight's race? And there you can see 77 goes right to the bottom of the racetrack, and he'll grab that position away from Dustin Franklin. Franklin struggling with some late race pace. Moving right outside of your top 5 right here with a battle between David Pugh, Justin Patillo, John Garrett, Brandon Pamatat. All going at it. Mark Parkhurst and Todd Cleek. Tyler Bellinger, the rookie, in the field inside of that 88 Ford F-150. Running well here tonight. Was inside of your top 10. Now sitting back in that 12th position. Can Bellinger make his way back to a top 5? And I'm telling you, a lot of trucks all over each other. We're going to get a little bit closer to the racing action. What do you say, race fans? Drivers down the back stretch and now into turn number 3. Everybody jockeying for position. Everybody looking for a way around the track. Pendle still leads a Failer at the front of this field. Gaps beginning to develop all over the track now. Your top drivers on the speedway starting to separate themselves. Just a 0.2 of a second lead for Pendle over Failer. But then that big gap back to Brian Parker. Big gap from Parker back to Mayhew. Horton also behind the 8 ball a little bit here, losing some ground late in tonight's race. David Pugh trying to make some moves. And as things heat up, we'll move around the track just a little bit. Let's go back to this small little battle. 3-truck battle going on down into turn number 3. Pamatat leads Parkhurst and Patillo. Big shout out to iRacing, a league calculator coming on board here tonight this season, sponsoring tonight's Concrete Clash 100 at Dover International Speedway. A lot of these truck drivers don't know it. It's our little secret, race fans. A little bit of a small prize going to a random finisher here tonight. I know what random finisher it's gonna be. We just don't know which driver it will be. At the end of tonight's race, stick around in the post-race interviews to find out who it was who walked away with a little bit of a prize from tonight's race sponsor, the iRacing League Calculator. Nose to tail action still here as we work our way back down to turn number 3. Pamatat still leading Parkhurst, with Patillo not too far behind them. .48 in the 23 going at it for position. There you can see that 86 of Jonathan Golden listed off of the lead lap. Golden trying to make his way back up through the field, trying to gain any positions that he can, trying to give his regular season point standings a little bit of a shot on the arm and get things and into the outside wall. That is definitely not how you want to get the job done. Smoke and scrap metal flies off of that 86 as he was into the outside wall. Jump around the track just a little bit, trying to find some of the battles out there raging on as we are down under 25 laps to go here tonight in the Colonial Clash Racing Series. Final regular season race, the IRLC sponsoring tonight's Concrete Clash 100 from Dover International Speedway. The iRacing League Calculator helping a lot of different leagues and admins do some of the dirty work, some of the tedious work. If you're looking for a little bit of a helping hand, check out iRacing League Calculator. Big shout out to next week's race sponsor as well as we head to Chicagoland. That's right. Big difference going from this track to the big wide open Chicagoland Speedway. The Pro Cup Racing Experience sponsoring next week 135 lap event at Chicagoland. The Pro Cup Racing Experience provides an exciting opportunity to drive a real race car that has competed in some of the top tiers of the stock car racing series at the fastest tracks on the circuit. You think you got what it takes to show your wheelman skills? Well, go ahead and climb up in the cockpit and behind the wheel. See how you fare out there. Check them out at www.procuprace.com. That's www.procuprace.com. Final 20 laps to go on the track here tonight, and we've got more drivers to pit road. It looks like Tyler Bellinger came to pit road in his 88 machine. A handful of other drivers following suit. Looks like Pamatat Patillo also to pit road. Parkhurst, Bellinger, Woodard, and Franklin all to pit road. But as we spoke about, with that last caution flag coming out, did it mix the fuel strategy up enough to where these drivers at the front of this field, last to pit road on lap 57, did that put them in a fuel window to where they're going to be able to make it all the way to the end of tonight's race without having to make another stop? That is going to be a huge advantage. As you can see now, just 8 drivers left on the lead lap. And all of those 8 drivers last to pit road under our last caution, our second caution of the evening here tonight from Dover International Speedway. And man, it's looking good. It is looking absolutely good here tonight for Christopher Pendle. 8/10, almost a 1 second advantage over Tad Failer, with Scott Mayhew in the 56 truck rounding out your podium spots. Mayhew over 7.5 seconds back from your race leader, 6.5 back from second place. That's another almost 3 seconds back to the 89 of Matthew Horton. Horton going to victory lane at Texas last week. A little bit of a kerfuffle down there in Texas. Everybody looking to do a two-step, and some of them misstepped. But fortunately enough, that 89 was able to walk away with the checkered flag. He's going to need a little bit of help to make it back-to-back race-winning performances, but nonetheless, riding well inside your top 5 is that 89 of Matt Horton. Back to the last driver inside of your top 5. Rounding out that top 5 right here is Brian Parker up at the top of the speedway. You can see the 36 going to give Brandon Medford a little bit of room as your pole sitter struggles after early trouble. Brought out a caution flag. He came to pit road, got off cycle from a handful of drivers, had to come back down pit road under green flag conditions, and unfortunately was one of those drivers caught out with that untimely caution. And now Medford finds himself 5 laps down after fixing a little bit of damage on the front end of the truck. Unfortunately, Medford's qualifying pace will not translate into a fine finish. And the gap just continues to grow for the man at the front of this field, absolutely dominating here tonight inside of that 16 machine. At Aberdeen, Ohio, can Pendle get the job done? Here tonight from Dover, I believe he may be cracking some of those Miller Lights you see on that sponsored cap. We'll have to see if he's able to keep it at the front of this field with just 10 to go here tonight from Dover. What a great night. What a great race here for the Colonial Clash Racing Series. I do want to take a moment to thank each and every one of you out there joining us here tonight. Whether it be your first time joining us, we do appreciate you coming out, or if you're one of the dedicated friends, family that come out each and every week, we appreciate you just as much. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching tonight's broadcast of the Colonial Clash Racing Series on iRacing.com. iRacing.com, the world's #1 racing simulator. Tracks in car scan to millimeter precision, so you know it's fine-tuned. Do you got what it takes to rub elbows with the stars? Great race drivers utilizing the simulator all across the board, whether you're looking to rub elbows with them on the dirt tracks or fly around the world in those Formula One machines. We've got it all, they've got it all. Great racing at a much cheaper price. Check out iRacing.com. '23 chunk of Mark Parkhurst listed 2 laps down. He'll make his way around the race leader and bring himself back just 1 lap down here with the final 7 laps remaining. I don't think we're going to see anybody at the front of this field head to pit road. And with the gap still increasing back from Pendle, looks like he's all but got this thing sewed up, and that Circle B die cast. Autism speaks. 16 machine, Pendle looking to walk away with a checkered flag here tonight. And how about that? Waiting all season long. Pendle has not been to victory lane yet this season. Will this be the night? Could a late race caution dash his hopes and dreams? The Ford F-150 driver inside of that 16 machine. He doesn't want any trouble. He doesn't need any help. He just wants to ride these final few laps out. And I tell you what, why don't we go see if we can't take a look at the man inside the office. There you can see catching him just a little bit of a look at him in that rear view camera. Let's see if we get a better shot at him. Check him out, getting the job done. And that Autism Speaks fire suit. Pendle leads this field with just 3 to go this time around. Man putting in work in the office tonight. We'll jump back outside of the truck Watch Pendle as he continues around the track, continues to lead here tonight. Final 3 laps remaining from Dover, and it looks like we're going to finish tonight's race with about 6 drivers left on the lead lap. 22 drivers in the field here tonight. We have still got 20 out there running laps on the track with only 6 left on the lead lap. Unfortunately, that 41 of John G had trouble here tonight. Mechanical issues kept John from hitting the track here tonight. He'll walk away 22nd on the field. Guy Clem with some early damage as well. The 37 machine has been down and out long ago. Tough break for him and his crew here tonight as we come around turn number 4. Crossing the line, white flag flies. Final lap here tonight from Dover International Speedway, and Pendle looks to park it in victory lane for the first time this season. Nobody in sight, nobody around, the front or behind, back through 3 and 4 for the final time. And here we come to capture that flag. Job well done. First one in the bag. Christopher Pendle takes the checkered flag. Thad Baylor, Scott Mayhew round out your podium drivers. Matthew Horton, David Pugh, and Brian Kipper. Brian Parker, I apologize. Last driver scored on the lead lap, running in that 6th position. Big monkey lifted off the back of the 16. Now he can begin to focus in, settle in a little bit more, getting that first win off of his back. And as he heads to the front stretch to give the fans in the stands a little bit of a smoke show, we'll let him burn it down for just a moment. We're going to step away for just a brief commercial break, get things set up and ready to go for your post-race interviews. So don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back. and live back trackside at the conclusion of tonight's IRLC Concrete Clash 100 right here from Dover International Speedway. 100 laps in the bag here tonight for the Colonial Clash Racing Series, and let's move right along. Let's see if we can't dial up and have a few words with some of the drivers that walked away in those podium positions. Let's see if we can't dial up that 56 truck. Scott, it's Dave of the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, Bubba.
Hey, man, how you doing? How you feeling after a great finish and a great run here tonight from Dover?
Well, I thought the race was over at the beginning when that T-boned the one truck trying to avoid him. Took the quick repair, mistakenly took tires, but evidently that mistake turned out to be a blessing. And just stayed on my pit cycle from there. And, boy, I'm just happy to be right here in third.
Well, I was going to mention that, or add on to the fact, actually, you said a mistake turned into, a blessing in disguise. Not only did you get your truck fixed up, you were able to come to pit road, get a little more fuel, and get off strategy with a lot of the field. Was there any intention to maybe switch things up, or was everything dictated off of that early trouble tonight?
It was all dictated off that early trouble. I mean, the tires were only going to be good for so long, so I did my best to conserve the tires. That caution came out. We were able to come in, get a set of tires, fill it up. At that point, I had just enough fuel to get to the finish line and in this race, and that's all I stayed on. I was not stopping again until it ran out of gas.
Well, you had enough to get to the end, and that's all that matters. Walking away with a great finish here to end out the regular season. We've got 3 more races before we crown a champion. Congratulations on the podium here tonight, Scott. But before we let you go, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody back home or at the shop?
Oh, most definitely. I got to first thank Team Red Spoilers for all that they've done for me. And their partners, Daryl Worley, the Daryl Worley Foundation, Flimville Train, Two Lit Mafia, 29th Division Association, and Goose Graphics. They do great paint jobs on all of our vehicles, and I couldn't do it without the wife. So I got to say thank you, baby. You brought this here.
All right. Well, Scott, again, congratulations, my man. And we'll see if we can't catch up with you again in one of these final 3 races that we've got coming up here over the next course of the next 3 weeks.
All right, buddy. Thanks, man.
All right. There you have it. Final few parting words. Not so happy at the way things unfolded early, but now very thankful for how it all ended. Scott Mayhew walks away third here tonight from Dover, and that's going to move us right along to the man that finished in that second position. Let's see if we can't grab a few quick words with the driver inside of that 42 truck. Let's see if we've got that channel correct, and we do. Let's see if we can't grab him now and have a few words with Mr. Failer. It's Dave of the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Hey, man, number 1, I got your name right. Number 2, heck of a finish.
Thanks. It was a fun race.
Well, my man, walk us through a little bit of your night here tonight. How were you able to park it on the podium?
Well, this is from experience. I had a little experience last season in this exact same race and some fuel strategy, so I knew it would probably come down to something with fuel. And we were chatting as a team when, what a fuel run was going to be. And that first caution came out at 15. And one of the things I had in practice was a fuel-saving run. I knew I could go, I could split it 45. I could go 45 laps. Really saved it, and just worked out with the way the cautions fell. And I could eke it out. We were chatting just here after the race, and I was 5 laps to the good, so I still, it just worked out perfect. And I had a fast truck, and I was able to at least maintain. I didn't have anything for Christopher. That was a good win for him. But strategy and a fast truck helped me stay and maintain my spot. So yeah, good race.
Yeah, absolutely. When you have a fast truck and you're able to maintain pace, even when you're in a fuel saving mode, that always votes well. that a heck of a job, heck of a finish here as we get ready to run down these final 3 races of the season. Is there any one particular track that kind of sticks out at you as one that we may see you park it one spot better in victory lane?
Not really. I think we've got a speedway. In fact, I really know which tracks we have left. I'll give it my best. We got some really, really good drivers in this series. We got really stiff competition, so you've got to have every part of these races work out. It's just got to be, your strategy has to be spot on, your tire savings has to be spot on, your speed has to be there. You slip up a little bit, there's going to be 2-3 guys that'll just every week will take it. So putting a race together is one thing, getting it all together from pits all the way up to everything you have to do. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Putting together a complete race, very tough to do with very high caliber out there on the track with you, but nonetheless, tonight was your night. You got the job done, walking away with second here tonight from Dover. So before we let you go, is there any special thanks, shout-outs, I love yous, I do's, anything like that? You want to thank anybody back home or at the shop?
Yeah, so I just want to shout out to my teammates, 1776 Motorsports. Every one of them chips in on strategy calls, just different opinions about how they're experiencing the track. You feed off of that with all that input. So I just shout out to all of the guys. I know they would love to be up here too, but they can be standing here with me. And for the sponsors that we have, I should know them all, but I don't right off the top of my head. So I would just want to shout out to all of our league sponsors. And then to you for stepping in and running the broadcast. It's a great thing. And to my wife, like always. So.
All right, my man. Well, Thad, again, congratulations on the second place run here tonight. We'll see if you can get one spot better in one of these final 3 races here. But nonetheless, again, congratulations, and we'll see you trackside next week.
Sounds good. Thanks. Have a good evening.
All right, there you have it. Final few parting words from the 42 driver. Thad Failer parks his Chevy Silverado in that second position. But on to the man that has finally broken through, has finally gotten himself into victory lane. Let's head on down to that famous spot. Let's hit victory lane with that 16 machine of Chris Pendle. It's Dave in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, man.
Hey, man, parking it in victory lane for the first time this season. How good does that feel?
Oh, man, it feels great. Especially, I've had a couple second place finishes this year, and then the past few weeks hasn't been the greatest to me. Just had to run into some bad luck. So I would have been happy with the top 5 tonight. I love Dover. I love wheeling around this place. Just field strategy helped me, and timing of the cautions helped me too. So if they able to park it at victory lane in one of my better racetracks, it's pretty awesome.
Well, now that you've got that first win this season off of your back, the monkey off your back is lifted. We're heading to Chicagoland, Iowa, and Phoenix for these final 3 weeks. Do you expect, or can we expect, to see you continue the momentum and maybe park it in victory lane again?
Possibly the next 2 weeks. I'm not so good at Phoenix. I don't know what it is about that place, but Phoenix always was an Achilles heel of mine. But yeah, I think Chicago and Iowa, I think I'll be all right. Just rack up as much points as I can and finish the best I can, move on to the next round, and hopefully we're there at the end.
Absolutely. Well, this one is going to give you and your team a big shot in the arm. A lot of confidence coming from a race win. Congratulations. Everything played out exactly the way you needed to here tonight to park it in victory lane. So again, job well done taking the top spot in the IRLC Concrete Clash 100. Before we let you go and celebrate the night away and enjoy this first race win, Christopher, is there anybody you'd like to give a shout out? Special thanks. I love you. I do. Thank anybody back home or at the shop back there in Ohio.
Yeah. Obviously, first off, I got to I got to thank the wife of mine. She lets me do this, and and she don't mind me spending money to do it and spending on my free time to do it. Also I got to thank John and all the guys at 1776 for putting on Colonial Cash. This is one of the best group of guys I've raced with in a long time, and it's every week I enjoy it. Even though I haven't had the finishes I wanted, I've enjoyed racing with these guys. Obviously thanks to my sponsors over at Deep Racing, Circle B Diecast, Blackwater Suds, Old Timer Hat Company, Grounds and Hounds Coffee. Use promo code Deep Racing for free shipping on those, and at Circle B, and to save 10% on everything. So, yep, there you go. Thank you guys for your support. We appreciate it. Thanks to everybody that supports us, and we'll go get them next week at Chicagoland.
All right, my man. Well, again, congratulations. Enjoy this one, and we'll see if we catch up with you in post-race next week at Chicago.
I hope so, man. It'd be nice talking to you again.
All right, just like that, you can hear the excitement, you can hear the relief when talking to the new first-time race winner this season, Christopher Pendle parks the 16 Ford F-150 in Victory Lane tonight from Dover. Man, what a night, what a way to fire things off and kick things off here with the Colonial Clash Racing Series on the Turn 3 Racing Network, right here at Dover International Speedway. 100 laps of action-packed concrete racing action did not disappoint. 2 quick little cautions tonight kept us under green flag conditions for quite some time. And what a run it was. What a night here tonight. I want to give a big shout out to everybody joining us here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Big shout out to all of the league sponsors here with the Colonial Clash Racing Series. Whether it's tonight's race sponsor, the iRacing League Calculator, or any of the other sponsors throughout this entire league. Whether it's the Woodard Automotive sponsor, the Pro Cup Racing Experience, Red Spoilers, Renovations, Goose Graphics, Eurotech, and Fort Worth Screen Printing. We do appreciate all of the love and the support from each and every one of those groups and organizations. Big time shout out to each and every one of you. Job well done. Parking in Victory Lane once again is that 16 of Christopher Pendle. Oh, and you can hear familiar tunes in the background. That means it's time to run down tonight's unofficial race results. Producers hitting the buttons, so we'll get on our job over here in the production booth as well. Walking away with the checkered flag, the 16 of Christopher Pendle. Thad Failer gonna walk away here tonight in second with Scott Mayhew, rounding out your podium drivers. Matthew Horton, David Pugh back in the 5th position. Brian Parker, Justin Patillo, Tyler Rex finishes at 8th to 23 of Mark Parkhurst back in 9th, and rounding out your top 10 here tonight from Dover, the rookie inside of that 88 machine, Tyler Bellinger. Tyler Woodard in the 77 machine back in 11th, 12th place here tonight to Kyle Harbin. John Garrett in 13th place, 14th tonight to Dustin Franklin. Brandon Pamitat parks the 48 machine home in 15th, sliding home 16th tonight is Jonathan Golden. Zachary Cleek finishes in front of Todd Cleek, 17th and 18th from the Speedway here tonight. 19th position here tonight from Dover belongs to Spencer Teal in the 20 machine. Brandon Medford, your pole sitter, with some late race trouble. The 83 finishes 7 laps down, back in 20th. Guy Clem will finish out the drivers that made the start, with John G in the 41 machine being relegated to the garage with some mechanical issues preventing that 1776 motorsports driver from hitting the track. And just like that, that's going to be it for your unofficial race results here from Dover International Speedway. If you haven't already, race fans, as always, join us in that push to 3,000 subscribers. show these drivers some love and appreciation and drop them that thumbs up. Click subscribe, smash the bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here with the Turn 3 Racing Network. Whether it's myself, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters, we do appreciate each and every one of you. And I've been waiting all night to say this one. Big shout out to another one of the sponsors involved here. We're just going to keep it like this and just go Mafia. If you know, you know. And now you know that Dave knows. We're going to roll up the cords and get ready to go. We'll see you at Chicagoland. And until then, race fans, stay safe, stay loved, my friends. And until next time, we'll meet you in Turn 3.